right, we're just taking our chocolate chip cookie dough that we let soften and we're flattening it out on our 9x13 aluminum pan that we greased. And that is it. We're gonna pop this in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. We took our cookie out and we let it cool completely. The next thing we're gonna add to this delicious dessert is some cheesecake no bake. And I did already dig into this and give it a try because it's my favorite. But we're gonna add a layer of this no bake cheesecake. It's gonna be about half of this container, which is why I'm using my already open one. And this is gonna taste so delicious with that cookie. So we're gonna give this a nice spread from edge to edge. Yummy. This is gonna be so good. All right, that looks perfect. We're gonna just place this to the side for 1 second and we're gonna bring in our medium bowl and our medium whisk. And in our bowl, we're gonna add our chocolate and vanilla instant pudding mix. And these are the smaller 3-ounce boxes. Yummy. Next, bringing in my whole milk and we're gonna use 3 cups of whole milk into our pudding and make sure it is cold milk. Perfect. It's okay if it's a little over, won't hurt nobody. Oh, there we go. Now it's 3 cups, right? And we're just gonna whisk this together until it gets nice and thick. Now I'm using chocolate and vanilla, but you could use chocolate and white chocolate, chocolate and cheesecake. You could use the dark fudgy chocolate, whatever pudding mix you like, you can use for this. But I love combining the two for a fun and new kind of taste on pudding. All right, and once this has thickened up, we're gonna bring back our cookie cheesecake in our pan, and this is gonna go right on top. Oh yeah, look how good that looks. Yummy.
It thickened up nicely.
Yeah. We're adding that whole entire mixture right into our pan. The cookie and the cheesecake. Beautiful. Once it's in there, you know what to do. From edge to edge, we're adding that pudding. That looks absolutely beautiful. And you guys probably can guess what's coming next. Some Cool Whip. And we are going to add a layer of Cool Whip right on top. I don't think we're gonna use this whole 16 ounce. We're gonna use, what we need, and the rest can be saved for a later date. But let's get this nice and spread out like our other layers. Oh my goodness, look how fluffy. Obviously, you can make homemade whipped topping if that's what you prefer, but I wanted this to be quick and easy. Last thing we're gonna add to our delicious chocolate chip dessert is some semi-sweet mini morsels. And we're just gonna do a nice little sprinkle right on top, and it's gonna add a fun little flair to our cookie dessert. Oh yeah, and a nice little crunch too. Okay, I think that is enough. Now this is gonna be popped into the fridge for a couple of hours. All right, we're starting off with 1 box of our lemon cake mix in our greased 9x13. Next, I'm gonna bring in 1 can of our lemon lime Sprite. And we are gonna drizzle that right on top of our cake mix all in our pan. This is a super easy and super delicious cake that only takes 2 ingredients, the box mix and a can of soda. Now I am using Sprite, but you can use 7-Up, you can use whatever soda you like. The possibilities are endless. I personally love lemon during the summertime, so that's why I went with the lemon lime with the lemon cake mix. And we are just whisking this together until it becomes the perfect cake batter consistency. That cake batter already smells so delicious. All I smell is lemon deliciousness. All right, so let's get this until all of that dry becomes wet. All right, that looks beautiful. All right, our 2-ingredient cake is ready for the oven. My oven is set to 350, and this is gonna be in there for about 35 to 40 minutes. All right, our cake is out and cooling. I'm grabbing a medium-sized bowl. Into my bowl, I'm gonna add my cheesecake pudding, instant pudding mixture. This is the 3.3 ounce box. We're adding that whole box in there. And next I'm gonna grab my whole milk and we're gonna measure out 1 cup of whole milk to add to our pudding. All right, in there, and we're gonna whisk this up super quick. Make sure that your milk is cold so that pudding can thicken up, but we really just want it to disintegrate so that when we add our next ingredient, it will just be nice and fluffy and delicious. Now this is gonna be a yummy cheesecake topping to go with our lemon soda cake. This is optional. That cake is delicious on its own, but I think that looks about good for the whisking. So the next thing we're gonna add, some Cool Whip. You guys knew that was coming. I absolutely love my Cool Whip, and we're doing the extra creamy today, and we're adding that whole 8 ounces right into our bowl with our cheesecake and our milk. And we're just gonna go ahead and kind of fold that in. I should have let that a little bit longer, but I didn't have the time. So now we're just gonna pay the price. But let's get this nice and mixed so that we can get our cake frosted. Okay, this looks absolutely delicious. Let's go ahead and grab our cake. All right, we're starting off with 4 cups of our pecans in our 13 by 9. Beautiful. Next, I'm bringing in 1 jar of our Smucker's caramel, and we're gonna get all of that right on top of our pecans. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be such an easy and delicious dessert. I'm making sure to get all of that caramel out so that we have all that sweetness. All right, that looks absolutely incredible. Next, I'm gonna add 2 eggs right into our pan. I know that seems a little funny, but trust me, this is what's gonna hold it all together, literally. All right, add our 2nd egg. Make sure there's no shells in there. Beautiful. Okay, we're almost done. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar right in there. And then 1/2 stick of melted butter right on top. Oh my, oh my. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our whisk and we're gonna mix this all together. The pecans, the eggs, the brown sugar, the caramel. Is it pecans? Is it pecan? Is it caramel? Is it caramel? You guys let me know in the comments. All I know is that this dessert is absolutely incredible. It's almost becoming like a pecan pie mixture, but that's not what we're making. We're making something easier than pie. All right, let's make sure this gets fully incorporated. All right, that is fully mixed and we're kind of just making sure that it is leveled in our pan. The next thing we're gonna grab is our classic yellow cake mix. Now I'm using the yellow, but you can use white, you can use vanilla, and if you can find the butter pecan cake mix, more power to you. My store stopped selling it a little while ago, but we're gonna use this whole cake mix right on top of our pecan mixture. Oh my, that whole box. Yum, that cake mix smells so good. We're gonna bring in our clean hands and we're just gonna flatten that out. We gotta make sure that the cake mix is leveled with the pan. Just make sure it is not bumpy and covering up all of those delicious pecans. Oh my, perfect. Okay, our final ingredient is our salted butter, and I just cut this up into little pads of butter, and we're gonna go ahead and evenly distribute our butter pads right on top of our cake mix. So it's very similar to a dump cake, but then we have that delicious pecan mixture underneath the cake mix. So we are doing rows of 4 pads of butter, and we're gonna get this done super fast. All right, so we ended up using a 1.5 sticks of our salted butter, and this is gonna go ahead in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. All right, these were just my crescent rolls that I unrolled on the bottom of my greased 9 by 13. All right, and I'm instantly gonna come in with my blueberry pie filling. I absolutely love blueberry pie filling, but you can use whatever pie filling you like for this. And we're gonna use that whole can of blueberry pie filling. You can home make your crescent rolls and your pie filling to make this a, homemade dessert, but I wanted a super quick and easy dessert for all of you guys, and hopefully it can give you some great inspiration. And we are gonna spread that from edge to edge on top of our crescents. Now, like I said, I use the crescent rolls, but you can also just use the crescent dough, or you can use a puff pastry, a pie crust, whatever your preference is, that's what you can use. But this is gonna be absolutely delicious and super easy. All right, and right after our pie filling, we're instantly gonna come in with some whipped cream cheese. It's gonna give a nice little savory taste to our sweet dessert. And we're just gonna use our spatula and kind of just put little dollops of our cream cheese right in there. We will give it a nice little marbling effect. So just hang on there, and we're gonna use about half of our 12 ounces of whipped cream cheese. Now you can use a softened cream cheese, but the whipped is just so much easier for this because it spreads like butter, which is exactly what we want. See how we're getting a fun little marble effect? We don't want just clunks of cream cheese in our dessert. We want kind of a mix of the pie filling and the cream cheese. Oh my, that looks absolutely delicious. Yum. All right, and I did have that second container of our crescents, so we're gonna go ahead and pop that open. Just like so. And this is gonna go right on top as our top crust. Just gently roll it out like we did with our first one. Oh, talk about perfection. All right, you guys, my oven is set to 350 and this is gonna be in there for about 25 minutes. While that's in the oven, I'm gonna grab a small bowl and a small whisk, and I'm gonna bring in my powdered sugar, and we're gonna add about half a cup of powdered sugar into our small bowl. Perfect. And into that bowl, we're also gonna add a little bit of vitamin D milk, and just a small splash. We'll add more if we need it, but that should be plenty. That might have even been too much. And we're gonna grab our whisk and start mixing that together to create a delicious and easy icing to go on top of our blueberry dessert. This is ready, so let's go ahead and check on our dessert in the oven. All right. This is ready to dig into. I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and cut through our layers first to make sure we can cut through that cookie.
Ooh, it does look like a slice to me.
Oh yeah, it actually came out better than I anticipated. Look at that. I got my plate here, and look, it slides right on. Woo! We got the cookie, the cheesecake, the pudding, and the Cool Whip. This is gonna be such a great dessert. Now, if you leave yours in the fridge for longer, it will set a little bit better than mine, but I couldn't wait any longer.
Oh, look at those layers.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Is it good?
Our cake looks absolutely incredible. It smells even better than it looks. It's time to just get our cheesecake pudding mixture right on top. Oh my, this is acting as a frosting. Obviously you could just do a regular frosting or just Cool Whip, or you could do a lemon pudding, but this is such a great dessert for summer, and we're gonna add something on top just to make it look extra cute, because you guys know I always like to add a little extraness to it. So we're just spreading that out right on top of our cake. I let my cake cool for about 20 minutes so that the icing wouldn't melt, but you probably should leave it for like an hour, but you know me, I'm impatient, and I'm smelling this cake and I had to start frosting it. All right, and now I'm gonna grab my lemon because I'm gonna zest my lemon right on top. Oh yeah. And we're gonna add a good amount of that lemon zest, and then I have one more thing, and then this is ready to serve. We have lemon cake with that Sprite, a lime, because we did do lime and lemon soda. Oh yeah, and look how fun that looks. A little nice pop of green with that yellow. Time to cut into this delicious, beautiful soda cake for summer. Oh, look at that perfect slice. Oh my. This looks so good, you guys. Woo! Lemon, lime, soda cake with a cheesecake pudding topping. You gotta try this. This is so good. All right, this has been out of the oven and it is completely cooled down. It is time to dig into our pecan pie dump cake. Oh my, oh my. Let's go ahead and get a delicious corner piece. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! I cannot wait to dig in. Oh, look at that goodness. Now you could top it with some ice cream, but I'm gonna top it with some Ready Whip. Beautiful. What is not to love, you guys? Oh, the cake, the pecans, the Ready Whip. This is gonna be an incredible bite. No way. There is no way that I made a dessert this good. You guys have to try it. All right, you guys, we took this out of the oven and let it sit for about 15 minutes. It is time to dig in, but I'm first gonna grab that icing that we made, give it another mix because I had it in the fridge, and it's time to drizzle that on top of our delicious blueberry cream cheese pastry. Oh, easiest dessert you'll ever make. So simple, just a few ingredients, and this delicious icing is really gonna pull everything together. Obviously, you could skip the icing, but I personally love the icing for this. Beautiful. All right, I'm just gonna bring in my knife and we're gonna cut a slice. Oh, perfectly cooked. Honestly, you could even eat this as like a little breakfast pastry if you know you have a sweet tooth like me, but I cannot wait to try this. That came out even better than I expected. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is so good, you guys. It's a home run. You have to try it.